Hi parents of Capricorn children, welcome to Parental Guidance for December. This is the first and only show on YouTube dedicated to providing you with monthly insights on how you can better connect with your child. This is a matter of self-esteem this month. Your child is going to be faced with a circumstance that calls them to build their level of self-esteem, to come up higher. There may be something that challenges their level of self-esteem, and they will definitely need your help and assistance in maintaining and building that further, strengthening that. They have the Coyote card in reverse. So this is what the image looks like, if you can see it. And I'll hold it here for a moment so you can actually read it. In the upright, it speaks of transformation, creation, cunning, and good fortune. In the reverse, it still could mean a transformation. It could be slow, or it could be, a feeling of a setback or a delay or something not moving forward and being progressive. But definitely something like a hindrance, like something not moving forward, and something to that effect, a retrograde. And I know that Mercury is in retrograde this month, so something to consider. Now they have the Cyan card in the upright. It speaks to building your confidence. And when I looked at these cards, it's really funny how all of them, connect. Now that it speaks to building your confidence. So their overall vibration is going to be such where they feel the need to build their confidence, or their mindset is geared towards experiences that will create a strengthening of their confidence. So be mindful of that. If they're struggling with that, you may want to provide this color in their mist so they can focus on raising their vibration. Now, what I thought was so funny, they have the Azurite card in reverse. It's a blue card right next to the Cyan card, and I hope I'm saying that right. But that's what it looks like in the upright. And when I read this, the word it actually says self-confidence, creativity, much like the two cards before, but it stresses the need to believe in yourself, to have the ability to materialize your dreams. That may be their challenge, something dealing with building their confidence, or they may struggle with arrogance where their ego is at play and they're not, something is out of balance. Either they're overly confident or not enough. They're doubting their self-confidence. So be mindful of that. Every opportunity is an opportunity to learn, especially when they have the right mindset. Their overall emotion for December is the self-esteem card. It's in the reverse, so to me this feels like there's a detriment, a need to build self-esteem, or again, your child could be overly confident as well. But it says, I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. And it can, there's a battle for confidence, whether thinking that people are better than you, or you thinking, or your child thinking that they are higher or better than others. And so, it's having a balance with a level of self-esteem. Being in tune, being in balance, definitely is something that they need to be mindful of. And I'm getting it. I'm just a person, but I see it both ways. Your child could either be in a deficit of self-confidence, or they could be cocky, like overly confident. Their goal for the month, they have the I am understanding card in reverse. And it says, I will take the extra time to listen more than I speak and try to see things through someone else's eyes. So either again, it could be a matter of them not speaking up, speaking their truth. Them overcoming that, where they speak up, or they just have to learn the balance of not speaking out so much or from an arrogant place. So I do definitely get the sense that there is some component to confidence, cocky, or not feeling capable. Sometime during the first part of December, they have the tribe card. It speaks of community, belonging, being seen and understood by others, like-minded, knowing your place in the world. And maybe this week they're involved in something where there's a new group, where there's a feeling or sense of connectedness. But I definitely see them being or interacting with another group. Maybe a new group, or it feels like it's a new environment that they just signed up for. So maybe if it's an adult, it's a club, a job, or something new that they started, and either wanting to belong or getting a sense that they feel that they belong or something of that nature, but they're starting off the month in a community setting. Now, towards, somewhere in the first part of December, they have the No Place Like Home card. So they may feel that it's familiar. Something is going to feel familiar, and just because it feels familiar doesn't mean that this is the best for them. It could be something where it's like they feel like a place for the ego to start growing, where it's too easy for them, it comes easily to them, and it's familiar, so they feel the need to act out or show off. It says human beings are memory-driven creatures. We all look for certainty for what we know, even in the qualities we seek in other people, and in external conditions are expressed in an unhealthy way. Avoid being too eager to find home. Choosing something unfamiliar and, essentially trusting the process. So, I don't want to put words in your mouth or, speak exactly to your circumstance, because I don't know exactly what it is. But it's something dealing with something being too familiar, and that familiarity is, even though it's familiar, it's not best and ideal for them. So it's a situation where it feels like it feels like it fits for them, but ultimately there's no opportunity for growth. Maybe it's in a new place, and they don't feel comfortable, and they're trying to find, that familiar area. So that's also another way that they start a new group. Something happens where they don't feel like they're at home or at peace. It messes with their self-confidence, and it starts this kind of spiral. Speaking of which, that takes us to the third week. And they could be dealing with something where it's like, oh, I can't, this group isn't working out, or, they want to give up. And what they aren't realizing is perhaps they're playing a part in it and not being open-minded. So it's saying, are you refusing to see your own personal responsibility for repeating the lessons you don't need to relearn? Again, it's something familiar. It could also deal with the ego too. Hopefully you can see that. I'm just trying to find some good points. Essentially, that's it. I don't want to, beat a dead horse, but it's almost like seeing the responsibility in the cycle that they've allowed to take place, and if they want to end it, speaking up or seeing what needs to be said or done in order to end that cycle for them. But there's something that they're going to have to check within themselves if they definitely if they want to move forward. Now, whatever it is, there's some kind of mental block that they're not able to see. According to this card, towards the end of the month, it's saying that you're not ready, or your child is not ready to move forward at this time, and that's okay. Be poised in the face of demands and deadlines. Pretending you know what you're doing works sometimes, but if you adopt a fake it till you make it attitude, it will land you in some muck. So, I just have, it says it's okay to postpone things until you're really ready. It's better to disappoint others now than to wish you had later. So I don't know if this is school related, if this is a program, but I definitely feel that there's like this battle within themselves, their confidence. Either they're being overly confident or they're doubting their abilities. They want something really badly, but they're not ready for it. They join a new group. It's not really, they're not fitting in, or they want something familiar, or it's too familiar with them. They get involved in something where, they're not taking responsibility for their part in this unfamiliarity, and it's like they're trying to fight and use their ego to justify, this level of, lack of confidence that they're feeling. And what they really need to do is just sit back and go with the flow, because they're not ready yet. Like, you can't fake it till you make it. You can't, if your confidence level isn't there, if it's something new, then you have to respect the fact that the process is new. You're new to joining the group, whatever the case may be, and you just have to embrace that and walk it out. Now for the change, towards the end, perhaps they're discovering that they are stronger than they know. Maybe it's something that, that's what they're having to learn. Maybe they've relied too heavily on their ego, and then they realize it's like, hey, I gotta rely on my true skill, that they have the ability to do it. So again, it's not a clear picture, but I'm wanting to hit points so that you can connect the dots for yourself. But the change that's going to take place is something around their ego, around their confidence, around them seeing something that they have not allowed themselves to see before. Either they've been too haughty, they've been too ego-minded, and they have to dial it back and humble themselves, or they have what it takes and they have to step it up. Again, the key is going to be balance. To me, this speaks of a typical Capricorn card, because Capricorns, to me, are kind of like workhorses. Sometimes workaholics, but they love to work. It's a thrill. I don't know what it is. I have a Capricorn moon and a Venus, so I love work. I love enterprise. Balance work, rest, and play. It's important for you to have fun along with fulfilling your responsibilities. So the key for them this month, their solution is definitely not stressing too much about this, not taking this too seriously, allowing themselves to have a mental break in the midst of this, that it will all work out. They're better off if they just go with the flow. And allow things to kind of happen on their own instead of forcing it or dwelling too heavily on what they feel that they have or what they feel that they're lacking. So how you can help them, you have the silence card in reverse. And that's what it looks like in the upright, so you can see it. What it says on the back is to be still. A daily practice of silence bears gifts, a heightened sensitivity to beauty, deep inner peace, and a profound feeling of connectedness to all living things. I can't say, yell, or that you have to be overly active or, like rambunctious or, loud or whatever, in helping them. But I would say definitely this speaks to encouragement. Just don't. This is not a time to be quiet. This is not a time for them to figure it out. They definitely will need your encouragement or some kind of input guiding them in the proper direction. So that is my take on that. So for you, my loves, you have this, ambitious card in reverse, which to me either says you are not motivated, which I doubt. You're not feeling something. You're putting your heels down and you're saying nope, or you're just taking a break. Either you're saying, okay, I want to chill out, or there's something that rubbed you the wrong way where you're in defiance. You're like, I'm not doing that. So there's definitely a halting, a lack of movement for you this month. I don't think that it's something that has been imposed upon you. I don't think something is stopping. I think you are choosing to stop for whatever reason. You have the I am dedicated card in reverse. And hopefully you can pause that so you can read it. But it's in reverse. So I don't think you're really committed to accomplishing anything. I don't know if specifically for the season that you are just taking a back seat, taking it easy for the holidays, which rightfully so. You work, especially if you're a Capricorn parent, you've been working a lot. So it's like, I feel like you've said to yourself, you know what? I've done everything that I can do this month. I've done everything that I'm choosing to do. I'm going to take a break, and that's it. So I really feel like you are like, I put up my hands today. I kick up my feet. I'm just taking some time out for me, and it's me time essentially. You are probably taking some time to be reflective about what has transpired for you this year, reflecting, moving forward into 2019. So please let me know in the comments section how this resonates with you. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, be sure to check out the welcome video for December. There's a special message for parents there as well. And I thank you so much for tuning in, watching, liking, sharing, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next month.